The Admin Handbook, the Form Designer. What is a form? The create update forms, adding fields to a form, turning off form fields, where the forms fields are saved, data store browser, making the new form fields visible in a template using Debugger. Right, so here we are here on a profile. We're on the blogs module, which is active for this profile. We're going to add a blog post for the purposes of taking a look at the form designer. So before we start, we're going to add a blog post. We can see here we are now looking at a form. So we can see this form has a blog title, it has a blog category, has a blog publish date and time, and some text, and a blog list image. So we are going to add a blog post. Blog title. Yep. I'm sure you don't want to watch me. Write out an entire blog post, so we just put some text in there. And that kind of simulates a blog post. List image. No, we don't need an image. Create a new blog. There we go. There's our new blog post. So we can update that if we want to, and save it. Now the reason we're updating and saving is so that both the create and the update forms are in our form designer. So since we're logged in as the admin user, click on that update again, and you're going to see this form designer up in the top right hand side. And this is the button that allows us to adjust this form that we see here. So it allows us to add new fields into here or rearrange the fields that exist here. So if we go into the form designer and we decide that this blog list image just isn't something that we want for to use on our site. We don't want a blog list image. So if we modify that, go here, blog list image, and deactivate it. Right, so what that does is now in this the blog list image, is it active? No, but it's only not active for the blog update form. We want to make it not active for both the update form and the create form. So I'll modify it on the create form and deactivate it from there as well. So this time when we go back to our profile, into our blog, and edit it, that blog list image is gone. It's not there anymore. So let's alter our form again, and this time add a new field. So we'll call this one blog extra. Field type, we've got a choice of what type of field we want it. We can use it as an audio field to upload audio files, a checkbox, a date field, an editor field, a file field, and all these different types of options to create new fields. A text editor, a text area will give you a a text box to enter some text in it, and it depends what kind of information you want to collect with your form as to which one it is that you'll choose. For right now, text area will be fine. We get to decide what type of, when a user inputs the information into that field, what does it have to be. So you can check that what they entered is a date, or what they entered is a price, or what they entered is a number, a string of letters, HTML, is that allowed or is that not allowed? You get to make these choices to design your form. And we'll make this one active, so it extra. Save changes. Okay, so now this extra field has been added to our blog update. We go to the blog create screen. It's not there, well, it's there, but it's not active. So modify that. If we want to have that on both the create and update string. And then turn it on, save changes. Right, so we've got this extra field here. We'll add some text to that. Just because it's there on the form doesn't mean it's going to appear anywhere in your site. The forms are for collecting information and storing them in the database. The templates are for getting information out of the database and displaying them to the user. So forms collect the information, and then the templates display that information. So just because we've added an extra field to the form, that allows our users to put information into the database, but then we have to make some alterations to the template to get that input to data back out to display somewhere. So put some extra information in here. Save that. Right, nothing's changed. But if we go into our ACP, find our blog module, and we have a look in our data store, we can see that this blog extra is attached to the to data inside the data store. So blog extra exists inside our data store. So let's go back to the ACP again, and with our blog module. So if we adjust the template, the item details template for the blog module, modify that. How's the structure in here? Let's find some of the other things there. This is the structure that's being outputted. Blog text, copy that. And our one was called blog extra. Just so we can find it. Save those changes. And remember, every time we use the templates editor, we have to make sure that we activate that template, otherwise it's not going to show up. Item detail is the main page for the blog. So back to our blogs. And there's all the text that we had. And there's what we wrote in our item details extra. This is our extra field from the form field. If we don't know what's going on in this template, but we want to know what variables we have available to us, there's a very useful function called Debugger. We come down here and we want to know what things we have available in here. You just put debug in the template, save that. Come back out here and refresh our page. It's already active, so we don't need to activate this template again. And it says Firefox prevented this site from opening a pop-up window. But we want to allow pop-up windows because we know what it is. It's that debug panel. Refresh the page. There we go. And this time we get this pop-up panel here, which is the debug panel, and this shows us all of the different variables that are available to us here. And currently we have this item blog extra. There it is there. So that's the information that's coming up. But you can use any of these other pieces of information to output them to the template however you like to. A lot of flexibility there to get your site working exactly the way you want it. You can fine tune and fine tune and fine tune until it's precisely the way that you want to have it. Check out the documentation for more information on the debug function. Check out our other videos and be sure to subscribe.